Here you are. 39 weeks, almost 40. There's Dad.
Hey, it's like old 90s like VHS tape.
I think it's because it's so dark.
Yeah.
Pretty boy. He's sleeping. He's preparing. Happy due date.
Happy due date!
Today is January 14th. And it's like 12. Still not feeling anything. That could obviously change very quickly, I realize. But anyway, I'm officially on maternity leave though. I was trying to like work up until, but I hated feeling like I was in limbo. And I also hated making other people feel like they were in limbo. Like I wanted my maternity sub to kind of like know when she was going to start. So I used yesterday. Yesterday was a Monday, so it was just my last day of work. And then today Matt's kind of like done a little bit of work from home, and that way he's still close to me if anything does happen. So anyway, we're doing a little update video until he gets here. So what are we gonna do today?
A loaf. Out and about.
Probably go get a coffee.
Walk that baby out.
Do some walking. Maybe go get some more pineapple. I've still been doing my my red raspberry leaf tea for the most part. I don't know that I would say I've been like as diligent here lately. But then I did make some dates, which I can't even remember if I told you that in the video, but I did make the like Snicker dates where you take the crunchy peanut butter, or I did crunchy peanut butter, and dipped them in chocolate, and then you sprinkle sea salt. They're actually not bad like that. Like the texture still throws me off a little bit. Like I can't eat a ton of them, but Matt has even been popping a few as snacks.
Pretty good.
They're pretty good, aren't they? I think I would like to make them crunchier. Like if I'd had some actual peanut, oh my gosh. He's ironing his shirt. Like if I'd had some actual peanuts to throw on top, I think I would have liked that too. But anyway, just doing a little update. We're gonna go get a coffee. We're participating in a coffee crawl. So we have to get our little passport stamp. So probably go and do that. Maybe go get a pub sub for like, I don't know that we would even call it lunch because we had brunch today. So what, leper? That's what my mom used to call it, leper.
Leper.
Lunch and supper.
And then you call it dinner.
Dinner, lunch and dinner.
Depends on what you call it.
Anyway, okay. Bags are packed though. Bags are packed, we are ready. There's just like a few odds and ends that I'll have to grab last minute, but. All right, Freddie, how are you feeling? He got in the bed with me this morning and just cuddled. It was really sweet. We think that he'll be kind of jealous.
A little bit to start
right?
with.
Like just jealous, maybe.
Yeah, to start out with. But he'll get used to it.
That's right. He'll be good. You'll be good, won't you?
Have to tear away.
You'll be good. Whoop. The lighting's bad. You can't really see. Okay. So here we are. 40. Hold on. Let's do it like this. Here we go. 40 weeks today. Me and my little watermelon. Whoop whoop.
It's a watermelon.
Is that a watermelon?
Is that a watermelon?
So, we're excited / nervous, but it'll be good. What's today?
Today's the 16th. Everybody.
Oh my goodness. We went to the doctor yesterday. He's still doing good. I think he's just really comfy and cozy inside there. But it's time. It is time. Anyway, I told Matt I was gonna film, and then hopefully we'll catch some good clips during all this. Got the labor-inducing tea that I saw on Instagram. I've had my dates today. I've been drinking the pregnancy tea. I've done so many things. I've done all the things. I curb walked today with Matt and Freddie. We went on a pretty long walk, actually. Well, I mean, it wasn't like super long, but it was like 20 something minutes. So, come on. We are scheduled to go into the hospital on Monday, but I really would like to go naturally. I know that's not always possible, but playing with Freddie. Anyway, that's the goal, is to hopefully go in naturally just by ourselves and not have to wait for the induction date, but that would put me about a week past. So my midwives didn't really want me to go past a week, and I mean, I agreed with that, so here we are, another day, still pregnant. It's so cold, I'm shivering.
Of course our kid would come on one of the coldest nights of the year, the new year.
I'm probably shaking the camera right now. I'm also nervous, but we've been watching the inauguration all day, which has been a very nice distraction, but so far he has not decided to grace us with his appearance like I wanted, but I still got time.
Yeah, we got time.
I've done all the things, literally all of the things.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're on our way. We just wanted to do a little update video. We prayed before we left.
We cried, we laughed.
We laughed, we prayed, we cried. Moms are upstairs. And then depending on what everything's looking like, when we get to the hospital is kind of what we'll tell them. But anyway, okay.
I'm very excited to see you and meet you. So, your mom's a trooper. She's a big girl, as she said.
Big girl. The IVs didn't want to go in.
Yeah, she's got complicated veins.
It took like 4 times.
Well, it is currently 10:56 on January 20th. Yeah, so we're just waiting.
They did cytotech.
They did the cytotech, so we just do that, kind of help escalate more natural. And so that way, about 4 more hours, we'll kind of do another test and see where we're at. And if we need to do a second dose, we'll do a second dose.
Yeah.
So, yeah. We're excited. So we got... There he is. Beckett Houston. There he is. Hey, sweet boy.
And usually I would have said, hey, let's get back.
Hey, sweet boy. Can you say hey? Can you say hey? Hi. You're mean mugging the camera. She did good. We're just ready to go home.
We've been here for 4 days.
So, there you are.
What a whirlwind. Yesterday, our sweet boy turned officially 4 weeks old. I can't believe it's been that long. He was born on January 21st at, oh gosh, I think it was like 2 something in the afternoon. Not a single thing went according to plan, which is what I plan on sharing with you today. And I can't believe it's almost been a month ago. So we got some clips of before he was here, and I'm going to kind of like introduce you to him a little bit. He's actually napping right now. I don't plan on showing his face on any YouTube videos just for his safety, and it's just something that Matt and I discussed and decided that was what was gonna be best for our family, but oh my goodness. So I'm gonna try and start at the beginning for our little birth vlog. I'm not gonna keep it I'm gonna keep it kind of on the shorter side because it is almost time for him to eat. And I know I'll start rambling, and I do plan on doing some other videos. I've just had some people on me about getting this up, so here we go. I'm finally getting it up. It felt like he was never going to get here. Truly, I feel like I did all of the things. My plan was to try and have just as natural of a birth as possible. I had a birth plan. I felt like I did all of the things in preparation for his arrival. And honestly, my birth was a little bit traumatic. Not to say that to like scare anybody, just for me, because I am such a planner, and I've honestly had kind of a hard time because I felt like I was being punished in a way for being such a planner. It makes me kind of emotional now just like talking about it, but I'm working through it. God's ways are obviously better than our own, and he has a plan that is much better than mine. But I knew I didn't want to be induced if that was at all possible. I did go over my due date by a week, and so my doctors and midwives, we did end up doing an induction because it was a week past. But anyway, for us, I was a week past my due date, so we did go in actually the day of the inauguration, so January 20th. We went in that night. We started Pitocin to hopefully kind of like kickstart things. And at first it was working, and into the next day, I did end up having my water broken, which is not something that I wanted to do initially. And I mean, again, not a single thing that ended up happening was something that I had mentally prepared myself for, because like I mentioned, I wanted to have a natural birth as possible. I had done red raspberry leaf tea, I'd had the dates, I'd done all the things, and it just didn't work for me. So anyway, to make a long story short, I labored for about, I think it was between 16 to 18 hours, and it just wasn't happening. And eventually Beck's heart rate started kind of dropping because of the Pitocin, so we stopped doing that, and he just wasn't making progress. So eventually, after a while, I luckily my team, like the midwife that I was working with was wonderful, my doctor, wonderful. In the end, I did end up having to have a C-section, which was really scary for me because I had not mentally prepared for that. I had not even thought that was a possibility for me, and I was honestly terrified. So there were lots of tears. I remember my mom came in, my mom and Matt's mom were there with us, and she came in, my midwife, when we were talking about all the things, and it makes me want to cry. We had tried all these different positions, had given it lots of time, and in the end, it just ended up being what we had to do, which was the C-section. And my mom came in and prayed over me. It was just really scary. No, he's waking up. So we did, start to prep for that, and the only thing that was kind of like getting me through that is that I knew I was finally going to meet my son. So that was the only thing getting me through. But like I said, I truly could not have asked for a better team. The anesthesiologist was an angel. My midwife was amazing. My doctor was amazing. And what's funny is my doctor is actually, he was one of the ones that I loved so much at the practice, and he's a big Duke fan, and my husband and I are really big Tar Heel fans. And so like if you know, like they have a really big rivalry, and so we were kind of joking around in the operating room, and I was like, just don't write anything on me about Duke, or but he was so amazing, and they kept me calm. And I had told the anesthesiologist and my midwife, because I was really scared about having a C-section, because I had watched this dumb video on Instagram, and it was about this woman who had a C-section, and like she was suing the hospital because she could like feel everything. And so I'm the type of person who's going to like over explain and like make sure that I let my doctors know like how I'm feeling so they can hopefully help me through all that. And so they helped reassure me that, you know, that was not a very common thing. Like, she could have been rushed in, had some kind of emergency where they were having to perform the operation quickly, and that was not my case at all. But they were just very reassuring and helped me get through all of that. So anyway, we did finally get to meet our boy, and really his head, there was, when he came out, there was like a spot on his head where you could tell he had been trying to come out and he just couldn't. Okay, I'm gonna have to go get him. Pause. Oh. We've been doing a combination of like breastfeeding and bottle feeding, so breast milk and formula, because that's been a whole journey in itself too, which will be a whole separate vlog. But I just changed him and now he's eating. So anyway, back to our birth vlog. When he came, it was such a magical moment, like being able to see Matt become a dad, and it was just so sweet. We were in the hospital, it felt like, for way longer than we really wanted to be there. Recovery was interesting. I'm just now kind of feeling more like myself, so if you are watching this and you also are having a C-section or have had a C-section, for me, I don't know how it works for everybody. Like I said, I didn't even think that was going to be a possibility for me, and then it was. But recovery, woo, that was a doozy. The nurse, the next day when she was making me get up for the first time, I thought I was gonna die. It was very, very painful. And that was one of the hardest things, is like coming home, I was in so much pain that I felt like I couldn't even take care of my own baby. And that was the hardest thing for me, is just like relying on Matt. And then his mom ended up being here because she was stuck because of snow, and we've been getting into a rhythm, and I will go back to school, I think March 10th, although funny story, I ended up getting a jury duty letter in the mail, so not sure what's gonna happen with that. But anyway, yeah, that was kind of our birth vlog. I felt like I probably rambled a little bit, but that's okay because I'm doing it, I'm getting it done. Long story short, we have a beautiful baby boy here with us, and that's initially all that matters. So this is Beckett. We'll call him Beck for short. And if you're a teacher, you know, like, there are names that have been ruined for me that I would never ever be able to use in a million years. And so years ago, we had a student in our school, and his name was Beckett, and they called him Beck, and I just thought that was the cutest thing ever. I loved it. And so that name has been in my phone for 5 years, something along those lines. And here we are, we have our own little Beckett. And then it was really sweet, Matt did get me like a push present. So my necklace is a tiny tags necklace, and so he got me the little charm that you can add to the necklace, and it says Beckett on it, and it's just really sweet, and I haven't taken it off since he gave it to me. One more thing I wanted to say, I realized this after I ended the vlog, but really quick, going back to the whole nothing went according to my plan. My mom and I were talking about how I was just having a really hard time, especially like, well, I mean, I'm still kind of going through some of that, but like, I'm trying to let God use me in this situation and let him mold me, you know, because he is the potter, we are the clay. And I'm trying not to let it discourage me, because so much of my life is me trying to plan it out the way that I want it to go. And that can be a really hard lesson to learn, especially when you're someone like me who is very type A. I like things to go a certain way, but I just have to let go and let God be in control, not me. And I have to remind myself too, it's not that, and my mom told me this too, it's not that it's a bad thing to be a planner and to have a plan of action. And I feel like I went into it knowing that my birth plan was not a guarantee. Like, I trusted the people that were ultimately going to be there with me, helping me through this whole thing, and that was a game changer for me. Like, I really truly love the people and the practice that I go to, and I know maybe that's not the case with everybody, but I did very much trust them. And there's so much information out there, and I really tried to not listen to a bunch of people's stories because I didn't want to know. Like, I wanted to hear positive experiences, and I didn't really focus a lot on negative things. And even though mine felt very traumatic in the moment, I wouldn't say it was, I mean, I guess there were parts of it that were definitely negative, but in the big grand scheme of things, he is here, he was healthy. I was in so much pain, but now that I'm 4 weeks postpartum, and I'm feeling so much better. Like, there's still some pain and sensitivity in my, like, where the incision was made, but I think about even how much it grew me as a person. I'm just trying to focus on those things and not, like, the negative. Anyway, I just wanted to say that. It's been a whole journey, a whole learning experience, and I think a lot of times God does use those moments to grow us, and we learn from those things. So here's to learning. This has been so wonderful though. Like, he is the sweetest little boy in the entire world, and I love him so, so much. But thank you guys for watching, and I hope that you're having a wonderful day whenever you're watching this, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.